back. How you remind me. It's Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. I've been wanting to do this show. I can't even, seriously, I've been wanting to do this show for weeks. And it's been difficult because, every once in a while I'll create certain things in my life that aren't good. And I want to talk about how important it is to keep our thoughts in the places that we'd like them to be. And I want to give examples. But giving examples of things that I don't want to experience again are tough because by talking about anything, I create more of it. One of the difficulties about having a show or channel like this is I'm talking about things, and by talking about them, I sometimes perpetuate these same issues within my own life. So something finally happened that was annoying enough to grab my attention, if you will, but not so annoying that I don't care if I experience it more. And by the way, I seem to see this a lot right now lately because it keeps grabbing my attention because I keep thinking about it. So it was such a perfect example. And again, it's annoying, but it's not that annoying. But again, I've had examples of things that I will not talk about because they're super annoying. And if it happens again, it's just something I don't want to deal with, right? It's just not good. So, what the hell am I talking about, right? There you go. Thoughts create more of the same. Very important concept. So, for a lot of us, I want you to kind of extrapolate this into your manifestation techniques because one of the biggest things I get the most from people that leave comments. So, well, not comments, I'm sorry. Probably more on the email side because most of the time I get emails that are kind of more in relation to people having struggles. And when people are having struggles, they're thinking about more of the same. They're focusing on certain aspects that maybe aren't happening. Maybe they're not texting you back. Maybe you're not seeing them. Maybe it's not moving fast enough. Maybe whatever it is that seems to be bothering you, you're focused on it. You're looking at it. You're thinking about it. Rather than spending time thinking about what you would like to experience, we're spending time thinking about how something is bothering us, how something is not okay, how when they do this, I don't like it. When this doesn't happen, I don't like it. Whatever we focus on, we create more of. Kind of why I don't want to talk about things that are negative. Let me give my couple examples, and then we'll see where I go from there on this whole concept. But this is huge, and I hope everybody kind of just give me the few moments to kind of explain this, and then start paying attention to how your thoughts are, especially when you're in these frustrating places. Because I will almost guarantee you that repetitive negative thoughts are what are kind of keeping you in this rut. And positive, negative, I know that's kind of a tough sort of word choice to use. It works from the standpoint of, a positive thought's going to be something that's a little more towards what you would like to experience. Negative thoughts kind of being the opposite of that, or the antithesis, if you will. And certainly our thoughts are... It's why I do the channel, frankly. The most important thing that I hope to leave anybody and everybody that ever listens to my channel, it's why I'm doing this, this is my little way I'm trying to make a difference in the world, is by teaching people that our thoughts have power. They create your reality. Doesn't matter what those thoughts are on, you're creating more of that. If your thoughts are on politics, you're creating more of that discussion, that issue. If your thoughts are on frustration, you're creating more of that. Now, conversely, if your thoughts are on more good things, maybe more money, more manifestation, hearing from your significant someone, the smell of their perfume, the look in their eyes, a new car, a new job, if you're focused on where you would like to go, that is what you're bringing more of. So the couple things that I keep seeing, and this is a driving thing, it's the only reason why it's not going to bother me to bring it up, because I know after doing this show, I'm going to see it freaking everywhere until I decide I'm done seeing it, and then I'm going to see all these people that have remedied their driving skills, that no longer drive like special people. Let's put it that way. So what I've noticed, there's two scenarios, and this cracks me up. It just cracks me up, frankly. One is when people are going to try to make a right turn. Here in the United States, we have little bike lanes typically, or becomes a turn lane. And you're supposed to, for the most part, flick on your blinker, right? Turn on your turn indicator, depending on what you call it from where you're at. And you're supposed to kind of get over into the bike lane and essentially out of traffic or out of other people's way, right? because you're going to make a turn. You need to slow down. Theoretically, you want traffic to be able to cruise by because we're all, on this orb together. We're all trying to be here for each other and make each other's lives appreciable and wonderful and great. What I frequently see, which cracks me up, is people turn on their turn indicator, the blinker, never bother to get over and get out of the way of traffic, and just stay in the flow of traffic and just slow down and finally make your turn and back everybody up behind you. And it's like, really? Come on, man. Can you not, just be a little more appreciative of the fact that there are other people on the road, especially here in Southern California? There's millions of us running around out here. Crazy, right? But again, so I keep seeing this, and then I make note of it in my mind, and then good golly, and this is what happened to me on my way. I had to get a couple tires in my car, and so I was driving home from getting the tires put on, and right off the bat, boom, guy turns right, and he's slows down. I'm like, good Lord, are you serious? So I was able to get in the other lane, go around him, no big deal. But I looked at it, and I'm like, man, really? Come on, just get out of the way, buddy, come on. No kidding. 2 blocks later, same thing, another car, and I kid you not, within probably another 3-4 blocks, another one. And I'm like, all right, that's when I got the idea. I'm like, this is going to be my example show. Now, another one that I see that kind of this one just more cracks me up. This actually doesn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. I just see it a bunch. And again, I see it. I then think about it. And gosh golly, wow, look at that. I see it more after I think about it. But this is the one that kind of cracks me up. So if you're going to be in a turn lane, right, you're going to make a left turn. A lot of times out here, I keep talking to people like you're not necessarily in this country. Majority of my audience is in the United States. So, when you got 2 turn lanes, 2 left-hand turn lanes, if you will, you have a right-hand left turn lane and a left-hand left turn lane, just to confuse it. But you got 2 turn lanes, right? The ones that crack me up, and this is because I get in where I want to be. Depending on what's going to happen after I make the turn, if I need to make an immediate right, I'm usually in the right-hand left turn lane, right? If I'm planning on going straight for a long way, then I usually just choose whatever one seems to be most open or doesn't have, a third example, doesn't have a car in front of me that just in my mind is stereotypically people that drive slow. I'll give the 3 examples. And again, this is something, I'll work on these. I can undo these for the most part, but they're great examples of creating more of the same thing by thinking about it. So what cracks me up is people will get in the left-hand turn lane. I'll be in the right-hand because I'm going to be making a right up ahead. And literally, I'll get the urge. I'm right often. It freaks me out. But 75% of the time, I'm like, I know what this guy's going to do next to me. So I'll take off. I'll punch it just to get out in front of them because I don't want them in front of me. So I get out, boom, boom, take off. And what happens? The guy that was in the left-hand turn lane immediately gets over into the right lane and then makes a right turn. I'm like, are you serious? You can't think 2 seconds in front of where you're at to decide I need to make a right. I should probably be in the right-hand turn lane. I mean, regardless if the left one is open, you still have to try to get into traffic that's going to be in your way. So again, this is one of those situations where I see it more and more by paying attention to it. Another example, there's 2 cars. I'm trying to think if there's a third one or not. Nah. So, yeah, there is. There's 3 cars. There you go. I knew there was. I knew there's a third car. So there's 3 different kinds of cars. And this is no insult to anybody out in my audience because I'm guaranteeing a good portion of my audience drive these cars. This is very common vehicle, especially for people that are more sensitive and want to make a difference in the world and all these kinds of things. This cracks me up. So 3 different cars, Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, and a Prius. These 3 cars, stereotypically in my mind, and this is my thoughts, right? My thoughts are creating this reality. In my world, in my crazy reality, these 3 cars are the worst to be behind because they don't want to drive fast. The people on the Prius are on some sort of spaceship and they want to see how much miles per gallon they can maximize. So they do that by just feather touching the gas pedal and never actually getting up to the speed limit, ever. And then, I don't know, for whatever reason, people that drive RAV4s and CR-Vs, I've never test drove one of these cars, but I'm almost sure they have a hamster in the front that just runs around a cage with a carrot dangling in front of it, and that's their motor, because they don't seem like they can ever take off and get going. I drive a Mazda. It's a zoom zoom. My car wants to go fast. I want to go fast. I love driving fast. It's good times. I don't speed, but I like to get up to the speed limit and get moving along and have a good time in my day. So again, creating more of these thoughts creates more of this reality in my life. There's 3 solid examples of how I create problems in my own reality. And certainly you can think there are other things that maybe you don't want to experience sometimes, and that thought pops into your head and it's like, oh, see, for me, when that happens, it's almost a guarantee that that's going to end up happening unless I immediately shift my thoughts into what I want to experience. So remember, your thoughts have power. Universe doesn't give a crud what you intend, what you mean, or any of that. Universe is taking your thoughts as is and giving them back to you. If you want to make a difference in your life, you make a difference in your thoughts. You make a difference in what you're creating because it is all you. One of the things about it's you pushed out, for sure, that I completely agree with, and this is one of the parts of it, it's my take, if you will, on what that means, is whatever thoughts I have, I push out, and that's what I'm going to experience tomorrow. It's me pushed out. It's my thoughts tomorrow. My thoughts right now, tomorrow, are what I'm going to experience. So if you want better things in your life, if you want to see your manifestation of your soulmate, your significant person, whatever, happen quicker, happen faster, if you want to be able to get text messages back from them, if you want them to call you, if you want to bump into them somewhere, these are the thoughts that you wish to have. These are the thoughts that you want to project out there. When we focus on, they never call me back, they never text me, when you're focused on the stuff that's bothering you and frustrating you, one, it keeps you focused on something that's frustrating, so you wallow in that emotion longer, right? I mean, it does. It's just you're thinking about it, so that's where your mind's at right now, so that's where your feelings are right now, and the best part about it, you're making more of that. What do you want to experience? What would you like to have? What is it? I ask all of you, what is it that you would like to have? I'd love to see even comments. The one thing you want could be your significant someone, could be, but if it's going to be your significant person, give me something more like, I wish to have dinner with my significant someone. I wish to get a phone call from my significant someone. Just something that's kind of a little more positive, a little more, here's what I'd like to experience. I don't care how frustrated you are right now. Put a comment in the comment section below that's in the positive direction. State it to the universe. State it to everybody. We don't need to get into all the nitty-gritty details because generally speaking, you don't want to share your manifestations, though our little family, right? Our community here, at least in Dan RadioStyle, certainly, and I know Anya's is like this and probably many others, we've got a very supportive community that makes comments and leaves comments. So put your positives, put your thoughts out there. What's the one thing that you really want to experience more of right now? Is it your significant someone? Is it maybe an increase in pay? Is it maybe a new car, new job? What is it about it? And if it is your specific someone, give me a small little extra few words as far as what you would like to experience more of with them. More text messages, more commentary, more talks, more time face-to-face. More dinners together, more spending the nights, more sleepovers, whatever it is, be a little specific and share that with yourself for one, but certainly with everybody else, because this is our chance to announce to the universe, this is what I would like more of. Not the RAV4 driving in front of me that just refuses to get anywhere near the speed limit. What, 10 miles an hour under the speed limit? First off, you can go a little over the speed limit and still be driving legally, right? And here in California, you got a thing called the basic speed law. For the most part, unless the road's dangerous or it's wet or something along those lines, if I'm doing 55 or less, in most cases, I'm driving legally. It's the basic speed law. You're not allowed to go faster than 55. That is the maximum allowable speed unless posted. That's the rule, right? But it's dependent upon how safe. So again, I like to do 55. That's just the way I like to drive. But hopefully this is a good example to a lot of you of how we perpetuate a lot of these negative feelings by constantly focusing on them. I hear this a lot from emails, from comments, from people, and this is no stab on anybody. Please understand that. This is meant to be a general guidance to everybody without giving specifics of negative things, but sharing a few that I've got. I've had some doozies that are things, like I said, I will not talk about because I know I'm creating more of that by talking about it. Like I said, I was excited that I finally had, this is not annoying enough for me. If I get more of this, okay, fine. I get more RAV4s in front of me for a little while. Or I get more people that just refuse to slow down in the right-hand lane. Or I get more people that hop in the left-hand turn lane and are going to immediately try to turn right. That's fine. I'm going to deal with that. But I thought it was such a great example and illustrative of how thoughts create more of the same thing. Pay attention to what you're thinking. Pay attention to how things are playing out in your world. And then see, what have I been thinking about? What have I been focused on? You will see a correlation if you start paying attention to your thoughts. Your thoughts are creative. All of them. 100.0% of all your thoughts are creative. They create more of what you're thinking about. Try to keep that in mind, and hopefully that'll make a difference. We're going to be going out with a great song by Sting called Fields of Gold here on Dan Radio Style.
In his arms she fell.